Jesus is King by Kanye West. Kanye West has been very polarizing as of late. With the success of his Sunday service events, he has been taking it on the road. He announced a new album, Jesus is King, and to nobody's surprise, it did not come out on the scheduled release date. Can Kanye redeem himself with this album? How do we feel about it? Here's our honest review of Jesus is King by Kanye West.
Why you laughing, man?
Let's go.
Why was you laughing? I want to know why you was laughing.
Because the album didn't come out
On time, right?
On time.
I think that bio was recorded like a month ago, maybe 2.
It was ready.
Yeah, it was already done. It's just that the joint was late then. It was even later.
Well, it's here now.
But how you feel about this album artwork, man?
It's trash.
I mean, damn.
It's trash. I'm tired of these minimalistic album covers. We've been getting them ever since, what, Yeezus?
Well, Yeezus was a CD.
Yeah.
Turbo 16 was supposed to be like the upgrade of that, and then this is a vinyl. So
Trash. I'm done.
oh, okay. I didn't care for it. It's a blue vinyl now. If the vinyl looks like that, I think that's actually pretty dope.
Yeah,
That's a pretty dope vinyl.
Yeah.
But for an album cover though, nah, like that just looks like the vinyl in the white sleeve.
Yep. Trash.
The flow of this project, man, this feels like Kanye just trying to like, look, man, I don't know, man. It's like he's just doing free thought. This is a free thought album where he just kind of went in the studio, did something. People in Detroit heard it, and they said that the joint that he played at the venue was way different from this. It seems like he had a change of heart. He wanted to change the majority of the songs on it, and then we ended up with this, which is Kanye's crack at somewhat of a gospel album. From what, in his words, he wanted to do this for God. So
The flow of this album is free thought, like my man said, but at the same time, it's scattered ideas and it's a mess.
highlights, man. Look, Selah was probably like
Selah.
Mm-hmm. It was probably the strongest joint up here as far as what he did on the song. I thought the beat on there was actually pretty dope. Everything We Need, man. Ty Dolla $ign sounded actually really, really amazing on this. I actually like the way Kanye flowed on this one. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Even though I just thought it like he just kind of jocked like Uzi, or it was like, something that I would expect it from them. But Ty Dolla $ign makes up for a lot on that song with his vocal performance. Use This Gospel. It just felt weird. Well, I like what the clips did on it, but it felt weird. They were rapping slightly off beat.
Blame it on Kanye.
Yeah, not only that, Kenny G came off on beat. It's not exactly on the one. I get it. Some people like to have their stuff off beat. I do not. I do not like that. That's probably why I'm not a huge fan of the RZA's production and producers that do like to produce off beat. But Kanye's a fan of those guys. Kenny G killed the saxophone part. I didn't expect anything less. That's Kenny G, man. My mom used to listen to Kenny G all the time, man. Like, I could put on one of them joints right now and just cruise all day long. Might fall asleep and crash a car because Kenny G's got that smooth feeling vibe to his music. But yeah, that joint was actually it was okay. I mean that's it for highlights. The production on here, like sonically, I can't even say the production either. Sonically, his joint sounds pretty strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, as you see, my review is as crazy as his head is. Like, when I'm trying to think of how you talk about this project, you know what I'm saying? The choir sounds amazing, but when have you heard a choir that sounds bad? You could go to any church in the country, any black church, and the choir sounds amazing, gives you that feeling.
Not every church.
90% of churches.
No, not every church. I'm going to say probably like 60%. I'm going to have to throw that out there clearly.
Well, normally you have voices like that singing together. They sound good. They usually give you a feeling. He picked some pretty good people to guest appear on this project. You know what I'm saying? So they sound good. So sonically, the production on this joint sounds very strong at times.
Yeah.
At times. I have to say that.
Emphasis
at times.
on at times. At times, the production on this album sounds clear and thought out to a certain extent. But then I feel like you had Kanye come in and just like, no, we got to move that there. Got to move that there. Like when he had some of the choir coming in, like on Selah, like when they come in with the hallelujah, hallelujah, and everything like that. It sounded great, and then he came in, and it was just like it was just a mix up that I did not really like. On God is one of those songs that I feel like it's strong because of one, the subject matter. I feel like that's a trait, a saying nowadays. Everybody like on God this, on God that. So that's going to translate well to the street. They're going to hear the beat and everything like that, and I can see that getting a lot of replay value because of that. Use This Gospel. I want to like the song, but if you would have had the drums come in at like the beginning of the song rather than at the end, I would have felt the song sounded more like a complete song, even though it was off beat, but it would have been better. And I did have one more thing to say about it, and I think it was on Hands On. I like what he did with the song, but I did not like his lyrics. Like, I like the progression and the beat, and I like when Fred Hammond came in. But as far as Kanye's lyrics and everything like that, I wasn't messing with it.
Lowlights, man. Look, Kanye West on this project was a lowlight. A lot of the times where he just came in, first of all, the every hour, it didn't feel like it was needed. It just felt like something straight ripped from something else.
Yes.
Follow God, wasn't rocking with it. Close on Sunday was it was like,
it's a meme.
It felt like it was written by Vince Staples when he was just like playing around.
I wouldn't even say.
Like, I'm just saying, like, no diss to Vince Staples, but I'm just saying, like, when Vince Staples does that playful playing around crap where he's just trying to be funny.
Yeah.
I felt like this was that. On God was not good. The beat just sounded like it was supposed to be like he cut a loop from the Power Rangers theme song and it was the wrong part. Water was trash. God is super trash. That was super trash. Hands On was bad. Use This Gospel, like I said, is good this could have been an amazing song. I just felt like they dropped the ball on this. I like what Pusha DT did. I like what No Malice did. And Jesus is Lord, I didn't need that at all. I felt like Kanye was okay, those are my lowlights.
All right. Well, my lowlights is Kanye. The thing that comes across with this album is this doesn't come from the heart, man. I don't feel like it does. I feel like this is just Kanye rambling. Attack me. I don't care. This is Kanye rambling at his best. You get songs like Closed on Sunday that don't have no meaning at all. Like,
to people that wish Chick-fil-A was open on Sunday, I guess it does.
I know. Like, you can't tell me. Like, look, to all you Kanye stands out there, please tell me why you think this is such a great. I'm not even gonna get on that tip. Let me continue. Everything We Need in Water. I appreciate Ty Dolla $ign on Everything We Need. But everything else we've done with that is not memorable at all. Water is terrible. God is. No Kanye use autotune. I get it. But him singing, you want to feel it. I don't feel nothing from that song at all. It's not touching my spirit. It's not grabbing a hold of me at all. I'm going to go back up to Follow God. Like, it's just Kanye on here doesn't come across as a captivating presence to me. Like, I can't really make sense of it. Kanye is the low light of this album. There are some good ideas production-wise here, but Kanye is a distracting artist. I think that's just the thing. He's just too distracting to actually take somebody serious. I can't do it. So that's just my lowlight of the album. It's Kanye.
Final thoughts, man. Look, I felt like Kanye was being extremely fake with what he was trying to do with the religion. And the reason why I say that, I feel like you'd have to watch an interview.
Yes.
That he just did recently. You could watch the Big Boy interview, Zane Lowe, Jimmy Kimmel. He feels like he's still on this free thought genius talk, but everything he says is almost a contradiction. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, for instance, like Rafe Talk, like not Rafe Talk. He was talking about arguing with the driver and everything like that, and like you mentioned the whole IRS line where he's talking about how much you got to pay in taxes and why he charges so much. And even when you listen to his interview with Big Boy, which is the one I listen to, he still sounds very selfish, very, very self-centered, very confused
Yes.
about a lot of things, and it's just like, it seems to me that he's trying to use God as a shield for anybody that has any critique of anything that he's doing right now.
Yeah.
Because he tried to use the shield to support, his whole state take on Trump and everything like that. And Big Boy kind of called him out on that one. He's just like, I just want to bring that up. It feels like you're using it as a shield. And that's 100% the vibe I get throughout this project. He's trying to find something. And I know most people, they get older, they get to the point where they start getting scared. I'm getting close to the age where I'm going to die. I'm about to go find God and study religion. That's never going to be me. I'm just letting you know that right now. But it seems like he's having a harder time than most. And the reason why I'm saying that is because he's talking it out loud. And you hear it throughout this project. You know what I'm saying? Like, where he's talking about hands-on with Fred Hammond, and he kept talking about how the Christians are going to judge him and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and he's very, very open about the way he's talking about it in interviews. He's just kind of like, my Christian card is going to drop down a little bit right there. It's just like, why are you worried about these aspects? You say you care about what everybody says, but you worried about God. You're human. I get that. You're human. Everybody's human. But you sound really confused on this project. It almost sounded like you were being logical, but when I hear you talk about why you made the songs, it just sounds like you're still just as confused as you were before. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not for an album that's like religious based where people aren't being witty. Like Kurt Franklin got some joints. Fred Hammond got some joints.
Yes.
Like there's some dope religious songs out here. Andy Mineo is a dope Christian rapper. You know what I'm saying? Lecrae is a dope one. Molly Music is another dope Christian R&B artist. Like, we've done dope Christian music. This ain't it. This is like bottom of the barrel trash style shit compared to all of that stuff.
Yes.
With a couple sprinkles on. Like, imagine if somebody went outside, got a plate of dog shit, and they covered it in some nice butterscotch frosting and some sprinkles and handed it to you. I feel like that's what this album was.
Well, I don't know how to top that analogy, but listen, I go to a conversation me and my coworker was having, and it's just like, when you hear music, period, it's always coming from the heart, and you can naturally feel when an artist is passionate about what he's saying and what he's trying to get across. So with that being said, I did not get any passion from this album. I did not get anything that's from the heart. Now, granted, I'm not Kanye West. I don't know what he's thinking. I am not one to judge. But usually when you listen to music, you can kind of gauge where somebody is in their life, where they have come from, what they have experienced, and they can translate that well into their music. And I feel like artists, period, can do that much better than Kanye did on this album. Because this just sounded like a whole bunch of screaming. I'm going to make y'all hear me. Y'all go listen. Y'all go understand.
Throwing the fact that him and his dad had an argument on the song.
Yeah, all that. And it's just like, you know what? You don't have to yell at us to to tell us that now this is how you are. Just say it through your music. And I feel like this is just Kanye screaming for attention. That's just what this album is. Because we can listen to any other artist, Christian or whatever label you want to put on it, and we can always get the feeling from the music regardless of what the content is or not. Like, you don't need to do all this. You really don't. Kanye has gave us his religious views or feelings throughout his whole discography. But pun intended, Jesus Walks. He didn't have to do all that, and we still got the feeling from that song. So it's just like, this right here is just a mockery of an album to me. All right? We waited for this. He's changed this. He's mastered. Or my fans, you're waiting. I'm going to get this out. We waited for this, and y'all like this? Please tell me why. That's all I have to ask.
Final grade. Look, man, like I said, man, there's a couple sprinkles of some really cool ideas in here. Mixed a whole bunch of things that I did not like. And the replay value on this, to me, I will never listen to this again. With that said, I'm giving this joint an X. I feel like, look, Kanye West is like, musically, I don't think we'll ever get another great project from Kanye West. I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? He did do graduation, late registration, college dropout, you know, arguably My Twisted Dark Beautiful Fantasy, whatever order those words go in. He's got arguably 4 classics under his belt. He could potentially do it, but it's been a long time since I've heard some really good Kanye West music. I'm saying like almost a decade. So I'm not rocking with this. I won't be rocking with it ever again. If y'all wanted to, that's all fine and dandy, man. I honestly don't care what your explanation is for liking this. You know, to be perfectly honest, just listening to his interviews, he's still egotistical. He's still self-centered. Is he saying some things that make sense? Yes. I think he doesn't really understand what abolishing the 13th Amendment actually means. If he's trying to get rid of the prison aspect about slavery still being allowed in prison, that just sounds like you just need to amend that section of it, you know, change that part of it. But he needs to probably do research on the 13th Amendment. I don't know if he's actually doing it or if he's still just listening to Candace Owens. But with that said, I'll never listen to this album again. I only listened to it to review it here. I listened to it 3 times. It was hard just to do that. Each time I listened to the last time I listened to it, and go ahead, you Christians can judge me. I don't give 2 shits. After I listened to it, I had to go listen to Violence from Cameron. It's a song with the most curse words in it in the world. I just felt like, because I just finished listening to somebody that was being so fake, I needed to listen to somebody that likes to joke around and play around. And Cameron and Old Dirty Bastard like to joke around. They just were just messing around on a song. And I found that fun. I find this like extremely fake. And I don't like fake things. I don't like fake people. I don't like liars. And I feel like that's what we're getting from Kanye West at this point.
Yeah, I'm going to give this album an X. I do not recommend this to anybody. This is not an album that I will ever come back to again. And I'm at the point where it's just like, I don't know if I'm going to ever come out to anything Kanye West puts out ever again. So at this point, it's just like, I'm over with it. I'm done with it. I mean, y'all can still say this is the old Kanye and all this other stuff. I'm not even tripping over old and new Kanye no more. Just for Kanye, period, it's just right there with me. I'm done.
Are you ever going to go to the concerts? Because he's changing the words of all the songs he said.
No. I'm fine.